Abhishek live with us. Abhishek, before we talk about the packed schedule of Prime Minister today, if you could elaborate, on the kind of connect that the Prime Minister shares with the masses there in Tokyo. We saw there the rousing welcome that Prime Minister received upon his arrival to Tokyo.
Well, absolutely, Samiksha. So you saw some glimpse, some pictures when he arrived. Early in the morning, the Indian community, some of them at least, came here and welcomed him at the hotel. And then, of course, the big ticket event, that is Prime Minister's address to the Indian community later in the evening at about 7:30 p.m. at the Imperial Hotel. But the day is jam-packed with meetings. Today essentially is focused on the economic aspect of the India-Japan partnership. And that's why I have with us a group of Indian entrepreneurs. They are based out of Tokyo and they are running very successful businesses. Some are in the IT sector, some are running restaurants, and some are doing manpower management businesses based out of Tokyo with India. And they have some views. Remember, it's an ambitious target put by Prime Minister with his Japanese counterpart Kishida at about $350 to $400 billion of two-way trade between the two sides. And these people are going to play an important role at whatever level they are working. So let's just get an idea of their mind and as Indian entrepreneurs, what works, what does not work. Welcome, Mr. Anil Raj, right?
Yes, Anil Raj.
All right, I saw you in the morning.
Yeah.
And just for the viewers, give us an idea of the scale of business involvement of the Indian community based out of Tokyo and which sector you work in.
Yeah, I work in multiple sectors. I am founder of Raj Group. We work in manpower area, we work in education, we work in IT, and we work in the hospitality industry. We have chain of restaurants also. So basically now my main focus is in IT, and we would like to do manpower because there's a lot of manpower shortage in Japan, and we have manpower surplus in India. So that is a good combination.
So what sectors do you get manpower for Japan from India?
Right now in 2017, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan had opened up manpower, had done the MOU between India and Japan for blue-collar jobs.
Right.
So now the blue-collar jobs, if the policy...
What are the numbers we are looking at for the kind of people who can come in?
Yeah, right now the current numbers are 40,000 Indians here, and if the policies are right, this could be the next Gulf.
Right. So the policies have to change in Tokyo or in Delhi?
In Delhi. The policies have to change in the sense policies have to be aligned towards Japan.
All right.
Right. Now there is no alignment towards Japan, but the policies are good.
Right. One more entrepreneur with us. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Amitabh.
Okay. And what sector of industry you work in?
My sector is the hospitality business.
Okay.
And I'm also running a chain of restaurant in Tokyo, in Japan also.
Indian restaurants?
Indian restaurant.
How many Indian restaurants in Tokyo?
Typical. I think it's more than 5,000 Indian restaurants in Japan.
5,000 Indian restaurants in Tokyo alone?
Not only Tokyo, all over the
entire Japan.
Entire Japan.
And do you cater to Japanese visitors also? Japanese?
Our main client is the Japanese.
Main clientele is Japanese?
Are Japanese, yeah. Because the Indian population is 40,000 and the very few Indians, but it's okay. Now it's growing because of the, our Prime Minister visiting Japanese Prime Minister to Japan, India, and our Prime Minister. It means...
You mean to say popularity of Indian food has increased after a lot of visits by the Prime Minister, Modi?
Definitely, there is no doubt about it. Because if the Prime Minister is coming, our Prime Minister in Japan is like a festival in Japan. Right. In Tokyo, everywhere, people are so crazy to welcoming our Prime Minister. Right. So it's a very good opportunity. Right. So we have to continue our business and hope for the best.
Right. Thank you. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Jishnu Madhavan. I am founder and director of Nehan Technologies. It's an IT venture in Japan and subsidiary in India.
All right. So India is essentially seen as the software capital of the world. And we are the back-end office of the world. So that sense, it's an area of strength you are working in,
yes.
where Indians, as a nation, as a society, excel. Right. So what are the complementarities between Japan and India, for example, in the IT sector?
Japan has technology and needs a lot of technical talent. India has the talent. So we have to bring them to Tokyo, Japan. That's the most important thing. And
All right. So you see, the IT sector, restaurant business, and education and manpower management. If I could take just one more question on education.
Yes.
What brings India and Japan together?
I think the what you call perception of Japanese about Indian style of education is that they think, not only they think, it is because maths and science we are very strong.
Right.
And that's why you can see the Indian schools coming up in Japan. And we also have plans to start up another Indian school.
You mean to say Japanese want to study in Indian schools?
Yes, if you look at the strength in Indian schools, there are plenty of Japanese now coming up to study maths and science. Yeah. So all around 40-50% is Japanese students.
All right. So there's an important feedback coming in. If you engage with the Indian entrepreneur community, and the sense is that there is still a lot of scope of people-to-people contact, increasing number of Indians in Japan because they are short of manpower and we have so much of that. Let's, on that note, go to President Joe Biden, who is having an engagement here in Tokyo itself, and then come back to continue the conversation.